truly an honor to be here today. And before I get started, I want to recognize some of the dignitaries and political leaders that came out here today to honor this campaign. In addition to these fine gentlemen and ladies up here, we've got Representative Alan Clemens, Representative-elect Heather Crawford, Herbert Ames, Dean Fowler, Florence County Treasurer, Bubba Matthews, Florence County Coroner, Robert Poston, Florence County Councilman, Randall Wallace, Myrtle Beach City Councilman, Brad Richardson, former Johnsonville City Councilman, and Stephanie Rawlinson, former South Carolina Republican Executive Committee member. Thank you all so very much for being here. It is such an honor to stand here on this stage with these pillars of the Republican Party, generations of the Republican Party. What a uniting thing. And it's especially appropriate, you know, they call this the 7th District, but it's really the old 6th District. We were together for 130 years, and we got separated in the mid-'80s, and here we are coming back together. Is that not great? We all stand here on this stage united by our common Republican beliefs. We pursue smaller government and fiscal restraint. We all stand here together because we recognize that the country is at a critical crossroads. I believe that if we lose In God We Trust, we're just lost. I believe that capitalism is the best economic system that's ever been devised. I believe it's the best incubator for innovation that's ever been devised. I think it's what's made us the world leader for the last 100 years, and I don't understand why we move away from it every single day. If anybody's going to redistribute my wealth, I want it to be me and not the government. I think we've got to get back to the limited government that our framers intended. You know, the federal government sticks its nose into every aspect of our lives and to every aspect of our state. They're interfering in our immigration law and our voter ID law, and they want to sue us because we got a factory that wants to move in here. What in the world has the federal government grown into? We've got to get back to the 10th Amendment and the 9th Amendment, and we've got to honor those laws. I grew up in this district. I raised my family in this district. I built my business in this district, and I work here. I've run my campaign on issues that are important to people of this district. Less government, a balanced budget, and more jobs. Please honor me with your vote tomorrow. Please remember to vote tomorrow, and when you go, turnout's going to be low. Bring 25 of your closest friends with you. We sure need that. All right, I just thank all of y'all so much for being here. What a great honor. I'm going to turn the microphone over to some of these fine, distinguished gentlemen that are here. And I tell you what, they've got their credentials are so long that I can't remember all of them, so I have to read some of them to you. Thank you so much, Congressman Peter. And last but certainly not least, I want to introduce to you a young lady that I met 2 years ago on the campaign trail when I was running for chairman of county council and she was running for governor. And right off the bat, there were a lot of things that excited me about her. We were actually in Loris, South Carolina at the Northern Horry Republican Club when we met. She's an accountant. I love that background. Her campaign was based around jobs, just like mine was. And think about what she's done. I think in the last week, she has crossed the 25,000 job created in South Carolina threshold in her short tenure. Wow. This is a lady who lives up to what she says she does. Don't just listen to what she says. Look at what she does. She follows through. I'm going to do the same thing for you. And before I introduce her to you, I want to remind you of one thing. I want to apologize at how negative this campaign's gotten toward the end here. But I'll tell you, the person I'm running against, this lady right here has some experience with him as well. So, without further ado, Governor Nikki Haley.
Thank you very much. The reason why I'm going out on the road today is because these races do matter. One, we are so blessed to pick up a 7th congressional district. I am thrilled about it. The hardest part about my job continues to be Washington. We have, without question, the best federal delegation in the country. The best. Everyone knows they stand their ground, everyone knows they have courage, and everyone knows that they fight. And the reputation of our delegation is at stake because I want that to continue. But let me tell you why that matters. We're dealing with Washington on a lot of different fronts. Illegal immigration, we just found that came down and the Supreme Court is cutting off some of that, and I will continue to say if the federal government would do their job, states wouldn't have to pass illegal immigration reform bills. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to make sure that matters. We said if you have to show picture ID to buy Sudafed, you have to show picture ID to get on a plane, you should have to show picture ID to vote. And the Department of Justice does. Washington stops us every step of the way. And the one in which it affected us the most, every day I'm trying to bring jobs to South Carolina. Every day. I use my federal delegation to do it in every way that I can to keep Washington out of the way. But one of the most un-American things we saw was when the National Labor Relations Board came and said that Boeing could not bring 1,000 jobs to Charleston, South Carolina. What did we do? We fought. Your governor fought, our delegation fought, the people fought, and the country fought. And guess what? We won. What was 1,000 people in Charleston, South Carolina? A few weeks ago, we watched that great big Mac Daddy plane roll out. It said, made with pride in South Carolina, and it was followed by 6,000 non-union employees. That's South Carolina. Now take all of that and say, why am I here? Why am I weighing in on this race? Why am I weighing in on this man? I'm weighing in on Tom Rice because he understands what love of country is. And my husband is in the military, and I need to know that there's somebody that's going to fight hard for our military and not weaken it across our system. So thank you, Tom, for that. He's an accountant, and oh, how the world would be so much better if Washington was full of accountants. I have sat down with Tom. We have talked about how we need to reform the tax structure in Washington. We've talked about how we need to balance the budget. He has promised me he will never vote to raise the debt limit in Washington, and that's what we need as we go forward with a new congressman. But let me tell you what we don't need. I spent 6 years with the reform movement fighting to change the structure in South Carolina. I'm still fighting that establishment back in Columbia. The one person that not only didn't help but fought was Andre Bauer. And if you doubt that, let me give you proof. He didn't so much as fight to take the stimulus. He wrote an op-ed about it. And you know what he said? Leaders make the best of bad policy. Leaders make the best of bad policy. So his idea of making the best of bad policy, was to fight Mark Sanford and fight all of our reformers and say, you take that stimulus money and you raise that debt. Well, what's he going to do next? Is he going to make the best of bad policy with Obamacare? Is he going to make the best of bad policy when it comes to the NLRB fighting on unions? Is he going to make the best of bad policy when it comes to raising the debt ceiling? I don't trust Andre Bauer because he thinks that leaders make the best of bad policy, and that's not what we need for South Carolina. I need delegation members that are going to fight, not settle. I need delegation members that are going to understand that the jobs they're supposed to be looking out for are the people of South Carolina and not his friends and people that he knows favors to. I've watched Andre Bauer up close and personal. And for those of you that want to say this is personal, you can say it's personal. I've been against him. I know what he's like. I've seen him up close. I mean, I think integrity matters. I think a person matters. I think how they are at their core matters. And I think how they vote matters and what they say matters. And someone who has run for House and Senate and Lieutenant Governor and now moved to the 7th Congressional District so he can run for Congress is not someone who has a philosophical core. It's somebody trying to run for office so that he can have a job. So this is what I will tell you. The best leaders are those that show courage and fight. The best leaders are when people come back and have the art of distraction and try and distract and say that you're not a conservative. Fight anyway. The best leaders are the ones that have a good moral judgment, that you know they care about family, they care about Second Amendment, they care about our country, they care about our military, they care about what we're leaving to our children and our grandchildren. Tom Rice has children. He knows that they are the ones that are going to be paying for this debt. I have children. Everything we do is not for us. It's for our children and our grandchildren. I am asking you, this vote tomorrow is for our children and our grandchildren. What I need you to do now is very important. This room, I appreciate you all coming today. It is only as good as what happens when you walk out that door. I need you to go email your entire list and tell them, I need you to vote for Tom Rice. I need you to go on your Facebook pages and say, I need you to vote for Tom Rice. I need you to get on the phone and say, I need you to vote for Tom Rice. Tomorrow is an election of who brings their people out. That's it. Whoever brings their people out. Andre's either going to bring his people out or Tom's going to bring his people out. Let's do our part. This is about the country. This is about the 7th Congressional District. This is about jobs in this district. I need someone I can work with. I need someone I can trust. I need someone that's going to fight. So let's go out tomorrow and let's win. Because I know we can win. I have faith in the 7th Congressional District. It is one of my favorites. It's also one of the ones I'm most concerned about. So tomorrow, let's celebrate. Let's don't celebrate that we got Tom Rice in for Congress. Let's celebrate that we fought and we won. That's what we're about. That's what we're going to do well. Congratulations ahead of time. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. She stole my line. Send a message to everybody on your Facebook page. Email everybody on your email list. Call 25 of your friends and bring 20 of them to the polls with you tomorrow. Thank y'all for showing up. And I think we'll have a little press conference coming up now, and then we're going to hit the road. Thank y'all very much.